are watching Women in Power on Whatever It Takes Network. We love reading your comments each week, keeping them coming. We do reply to you, as you know, and you guys are awesome. This is Carrie Kasem, my fabulous co-host, who can be followed at Carrie Kasem on Instagram and Twitter.
And I do talk.
And she does talk as well. I'm Elena Cardone. You can tell them to follow me at Elena Cardone.
Yeah, and it always sounds like she says Adelena. Like her name is Adelena.
I do say Adelena.
It's at Elena Cardone.
It's not Adelena. That's not actually my real name.
I know we had this bit, I think, last time. We're going to actually ask each other. We're going to interview each other today. We interview a lot of people on the show.
Why did I ask you to do this show?
Why did you ask me
Women
to do the
in
show?
Power.
Because you thought that I'd be a great co-host.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Do you have any interest in discussing women's topics and finding out what it is today to kind of navigate the waters of what it means to be a woman in today's world?
No, actually today I want to just get to know you and I want them to get to know me. So I think we should ask each other embarrassing questions.
I love this idea. What's the worst breakup you've ever had?
We're going right into it.
Well, come on.
There's no buffer.
No, let's go. I want to know worst breakup.
I had
either that you did or was done to you.
Okay, I was the master of breaking up, and it was awful. I was not the nicest. I would always find somebody else to date right before I'd break up with somebody. It was terrible.
God.
This went on for a few years, and I'm like, you know what I said to myself? Karma is gonna get me, and it's gonna get me so bad.
No,
I said that. I said it's coming around the corner because I would always break up with guys and then move on really quickly. It's terrible, terrible. I don't suggest it. It was not a good thing to do.
Was
for
this
me
a
or the guy.
self-fulfilling premonition you did? Did you get burned?
Let me tell you how bad I got burned.
God.
This was terrible. Okay, so I thought I had fallen in love with the most perfect guy who happened to be my next door neighbor.
Oh.
Literally, you walk out of my house across the street into his front door so we could see into each other's windows if we really wanted to.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'd fallen in love with this guy and
Leonardo DiCaprio was my next door neighbor. Do you think Sabrina looks like Leo?
Oh my God, you're terrible. Terrible.
It is true, though.
I'm not going to go into all the gory details of what happened and everything. There was a lot that went on, but we end up breaking up and he ends up going out with somebody who I knew and introduced him to. Finding out later that he had fallen in love with her before we had broken up there. So knowing that, that's karma, right? Boom. Now, I'll tell you what was the worst of it, is watching him come home with her every single day, day in and day out. And now talk about karma.
Is this your home now?
Slapping you in the face. Yes, and now we're cool. Now we're friends. It doesn't bother me. You know what? I thought, I'm not going to hate this guy, and I'm going to let all my anger go because I wouldn't want anybody that I had done that to hate me. And I thought, you know what? It was a big lesson. It was a big lesson that I learned. But it broke my heart. I mean, it was
Is
really hard.
he still with the girl?
Yeah.
No. How long ago was this?
Over 5 years.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yes. All right.
That's
But you know what?
painful.
We would have not made it anyways. I realized that.
Yeah.
And we would have eventually ended up breaking up because we wanted two different things in life. And he had told me that he wanted this, and I knew later on in life he had no intention of doing that. And no intention of
like being on your path?
Yeah, kind of going. We would have gone this way. We'd have not come together.
Did y'all know where y'all were gonna go, and he kind of lied to you?
Kinda.
Okay.
Yeah, he just was like, "Oh yeah, I'm interested in this, and I'm interested in that, and yeah, that would be great if we did this together." He had no interest in that. There was no. He was just saying that, and I think he liked to be a people pleaser. So, it's fine now. We're cool. I have no hard feelings for him. I did the same thing, and so I don't want to be judged. So I'm not going to judge, and I'm not going to think ill of the man. And we're fine. We say hi. We talk. We're cool.
And you still see the girl?
No, not very often. She hardly comes around anymore. It's there once in a while. She's there once in a while. But I think he's mostly at her house now. Yeah. So
man,
that was the worst one because that was 8 months was brutal because I was, it took me a while to get over him. How about you? Your worst breakup?
Well, wow. My worst breakup was in a similar situation. It was the neighbor.
No. What?
No, I freaking kid you not. I could look out of my peephole and see him. I mean, our doors
we have
were
the
like
same
this.
situation?
I was in an apartment. I wasn't a house, though. It was an apartment in LA, and our doors were like this, and it was years ago.
Okay.
And this is my fault. This is karma. He was living with a girl at the time. And so before I even did anything with him, you know, I was madly in love with him. It was like love at first sight. I remember the moment I was living with my best friend, Nick, and there was no hanky-panky. We were like really friends. Yeah. Totally. Like there was no accidents, never. But I remember I said, oh, let's see who our neighbors are, because we just walked in. And I peeked through the peephole, and Nick was right behind me. And I turned around and I went, oh my God. And Nick was like, what? And I was like, I'm in love. Oh my God, I'm in love with that man.
What did he look like?
He had this long hair, and he was Latin, and I only liked Latin guys, and it was rocker days, okay? It was like, we're talking Guns N' Roses era. And he had long hair, and he was like, you know, had this leather jacket and these jeans and these boots, and he was freaking gorgeous. And I was like, I'm in love. And he was like, you are so freaking lying. How can you be in love? You just saw him throw people. I'm like, I'm in love with this man. Anyway, we began conversations. Finally, the girl moves out and he's alone, and we start dating, and we dated for a few years.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we dated for, like I said, a few. It's wrong. It's a little bit less than 2 years. And I will have to tell you the rest of this story because it was so tragic.
I'm like, I can't wait to hear. I mean, not that I'm this is exciting, but I have to hear the end of this tragic story.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So,
well, I'll tell you this. We moved in together, and we did have quite the tumultuous love affair. But you'll have to stay tuned to find out what happened next with this breakup.
That's with, right. Because you're watching.
Won't mention his
name.
No,
don't mention him. Don't mention him.
Never.
I didn't mention mine. It's Women in Power. I'm Carrie Kasem along with Elena Cardone. We'll be right back.